Hi, my name is Alexa.
Nice to meet you.
I'm going to be your
Nice to meet you.
instructor today. What's your name again?
I'm Wensi.
Hi, Wensi.
Yeah.
Just to let you know before we start, we're going to be talking for a few minutes, like 30 minutes. Then we'll be taking a thinking break for 10 minutes. And then during the thinking break, you can go drink water or something, or just, just relax for those 10 minutes. And then we shall continue.
Okay.
Also, just to let you know, like, everything here is confidential. You don't have to worry that someone else will be able to see it. So don't worry about that. Alright, thank you. So, how's your day going?
I've been fine. I just woke up a little while ago, so.
Oh, okay, that's good. You got to sleep in.
You kinda, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. So, what brought you here today? How can I help you?
I've been having this kind of dilemma issue. I've been coming to school for like a couple of months already, and going to school back home, and I transferred out here as well.
Okay.
And I was pursuing a major, and for the last couple of weeks I've been like kind of troubled in a sense, like feeling that I want to do this because I really love the whole field and what it's involved in, and I think I can help people with it as well. But there's also like, I feel like I have this calling apart, that is it's kind of opposite, but it still has to involve in it. But the thing is, what was bugging me is more that I'm kind of done with this, almost done with this major. So finishing the major and starting something else is like complete new start.
Backtracking.
Yeah. So it's kind of like it has me like iffy about it.
Okay.
But I'm trying to see if I can work out a plan with my counselor and see if I can get more info on it. But
What major studies?
psychology.
And what are you thinking of changing to?
Ministry.
Oh, ministry. Oh, okay. You said you've been struggling with this. Is
Yeah.
that what you said? You said a few weeks ago.
Well, it's something like, since I was a kid, I always wanted to be like a pastor in ministry, whatever.
Okay.
And like I chose like after I was like 19 or so, and like I remember that is the last time I recall like focusing on it. But like I kind of left it avoid, like I pull it aside, and I focused on psychology because I was so fascinated by it. And eventually, I'm doing psychology right now, and I really enjoy it a lot. It has a bigger possibilities in a sense. But I feel like I'm not being honest with myself in a sense when I'm talking about it. And just the fact that I think about, like, I've been considering the other major is scaring me. It's scaring me, but I feel like this sort of peace, and I feel like comfort in it. Like I feel like I'm content if I were to do it, and like I'm not like playing anything else. I'm not playing, like, I'm just doing what I have to do.
Yeah. Okay, so what you're telling me is that right now, this is really affecting you because or you find peace in that other major, but yet you're interested in psychology. Are you still interested in psychology?
I'm still interested in psychology, and I think I'm glad that I took it just because I know it's gonna help me.
Okay.
It's gonna help me a lot with that other major, but just I'm worried about a couple things. They're superficial things that you want to put on. Like money and just time. I have to spend again. So that is what's kind of bugging me right now. But out of it, like, I still believe I think I'm gonna finish my psychology degree.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go to the level I expected to. And I'm gonna continue to pursue the other degree instead. But I'm glad I integrated psychology, so it's not interfering. It's not that I feel like I regret taking psychology. It's just that it's the whole process of beginning all over again another major that's kind of bugging me.
So I see that that this is really going to affect you in the future. I can see that this actually does weigh you down a little bit, considering all these things. When exactly did you realize that ministry was for you?
Well, I've always kind of like known it. I just kind of push it aside.
Okay.
I always push it aside. I just I'm like, oh, I don't want to, I feel like huge responsibility, and like I don't know. I feel like I enjoy being in my comfort zone in a sense.
Okay.
But I do have my like I mean it's a calling like,
Yeah.
and I've known it's like since I was little like, but I just kind of push it away because I'm like okay, if I kind of do it, you know, I have to like let go of a lot of things. Like I already have had my life planned out, and
Okay. So what's bugging you is that that it's going to affect your life plans that you had already set out.
yeah, for not that I had them set out already, just that it was pretty much more certain
Okay.
that I was gonna pursue this degree.
Mhm.
And I was like, you know, more focused on it. I never saw myself really doing it, just because even though I did pursue psychology, I also saw that, you know, I saw myself in the industry, and I saw myself applying to it, but I never saw myself actually, like with a psychology degree, I never saw myself actually doing what a psychologist would do. So I'm kind of like, you know, I'm more relaxed about it.
And you said that you're afraid that you'll be held behind, as in because you're starting into ministry so late and or late into psychology, but yet it'll be beginning of ministry.
Yeah.
How do you see that affecting your life in a sense?
I think a lot of things in my life have been postponed for a long time. So I kind of like want to finish things already, and postponing this will like totally have to change a lot of things, you know, like timing, biological clock, whatever you want to call it. I mean, the timeline period that we're supposed to have expectancy of doing things.
Yeah.
It might be a little delayed because of that. But I don't think I can fight it, you know. So I mean, I know it's gonna affect my life drastically, tremendously in the sense of every aspect. You know, I'm sure I could use the psychology in it, but it wouldn't be like it's not gonna be as easy as, you know, this other career that I'm supposed to pursue.
Yeah, definitely. I have a weird question to ask you. Do you mind if I ask? Okay, so like, let's just say this miracle happens, right? Like, you're going through your day, you're taking psychology classes, whatever. And then at night you go to sleep, and this miracle happens, and you find that the situation isn't relevant to you anymore. The one that you're now, like, feeling that this is going to backtrack you, or, you know, not really liking or not really wanting the responsibility of going into ministry. So when this miracle happens, you know, you wake up, like, what will you see differently in your life?
That's the miracle happened?
Yes.
I mean, it would just continue to just be the way it was before. I'm just pursuing the same career.
What career would it be?
Ministry.
Okay, so it would be ministry. So after this miracle, you
After
see-
this miracle, yeah, I'm like pretty much like it's what I'm supposed to be doing,
Okay.
and not what I feel like doing. So.
Okay. So how would you, like you said, you'd be doing ministry. Like, how would you feel about it too?
I think I would feel pressure, but I would feel content.
Okay.
I wouldn't feel like a burden at all. I mean, I know there's no responsibility, there's pressure behind it. I think people's like lives are at stake in a sense. But I would feel like I'm actually doing what I have to do. And even though I thought that way about psychology, it's a more direct approach towards people. You know? I can actually, you know, be straightforward and apply the knowledge I have in psychology as well, and do it for the well-being of whoever I am.
So you really, what you really want is to be able to help others. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, even in psychology, that was my point. Like, you know, that was my main focus, and I was having a kind of dilemma with it because, like, you know, I was trying to do family studies in psychology, and I didn't know if I could apply that in the ministry as well. But I mean, obviously you can, and there's like numerous pastors who specialize in that field, and them in the wild and whatever, and I mean they go along with it. So I mean I think I can do either one.
Okay. How do your parents see the situation? Have you been able to, or have you told them?
Yeah, I actually told my mom about it.
Okay.
I called her yesterday, and I was like kind of iffy about it because I didn't know what she would say.
Okay.
She told me she already knew.
Oh, she knew?
Yeah, she already had a gist. Like she pretty much know. She knew like that was like tomorrow. So she's like, I mean, she's like, and as long as you do things for the glory of God, I mean, that's what you have to do. I mean, just let Him use you, and like it's fine. She has my total like approval.
Okay.
She's in my
Yeah.
she's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good. How do you see your parents' approval on this? Like, how did you feel after that?
I felt. I mean, obviously, like it was a big part, but I mean, it had to do like, I mean, just like it's kind of a big part of a big part of it, because I kind of do want to do things with their approval, and I know my parents wouldn't go against what God wants, in a sense. So they would be supportive of me as long as I'm doing what God wants, and I'm not off focusing on anything else or worrying about any other things. So I mean, it was important, but if my parents weren't to support me in this thing, I would have probably done it anyway. It would have been harder, but I think I would have done it anyway.
You were saying that God called you or has been calling you to do this? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, how do you what made you come to that decision or conclusion?
I've been thinking about it a lot lately.
Okay.
It's something that's been recurring in my mind. Kind of even before coming to Southern, like it was just there, and I put it aside. Like I told you, I went to public school for a while, so like the only degrees I could pursue there were like that kind of in the area, and I thought I would be able to help people with it in that field, and but coming to Southern, I mean, obviously it's more Christ like oriented, so I'm surrounded by people, and I'm not saying that those people influenced me. It just made it more clear. So it just kind of like God put the mediums there for me to want to do it, and just like certain little things, like there were like little missing pieces of the puzzle. The puzzle was there. I mean, there's a bigger picture, but there were certain pieces that were missing, and I was trying to put my own pieces into it, but it didn't go in. And now these little tiny pieces are falling into place, and it kind of seems clear. Like, give the whole picture.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, it seems like you already have an understanding of what you want to do. But, okay, so from a scale of 0 being not important, bad, doesn't matter, from 10 being very, very important, how do you see that maybe, changing your major? Like, how important is it to you at this moment?
To me right now?
Yes.
If you take out one element, which would be just fear of beginning all over again, I think it would be a 10.
A 10?
It's just like there's like no doubt about it. It's just like that fear is keeping me from doing it in a sense.
Okay.
Just the responsibility I know.
Yeah.
But if you take that aside, I mean, if you just pull that out of the way, I feel I'm pretty good. It's a 10.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. But with the fear right now, what would you scale it as?
What would I scale it as? A 7.
As a 7.
I mean, straight out 7. It's not a passing grade. I mean, it's a passing grade.
Yeah.
But C.
Yeah. So what are you planning to do to get to a 10?
I think I've prepared myself emotionally, physically, and mentally, spiritually as well.
Okay.
Like I'm trying to take out all these standards, let my emotions out of the way, have a reasonable thinking about what I'm getting myself into, and basing my decision upon a logical, sense of the understanding of the whole aspect of just doing the major and pursuing it.
If you don't mind, could we just take the thinking break right now?
Yeah.
And then we'll get back. Okay, so Wency, during our break, I was really thinking about what you told me, how this whole changing the major thing, it really does affect you, not just spiritually, but you're also saying, here, financially, academically, and all these things. Okay. And you told me as well that, you are thinking of going to go see a counselor, and just to talk about how this would affect you academically.
Yeah.
As well, you told me that that right now what's really holding you back is fear to go and dive into that major. And you also said that, if you wanted to get to a 10, that you really wanted to, spiritually, emotionally, just be involved in the career. And I really compliment you on the fact that that you're, you know, I compliment you that you know what you need to do already, because I know it's really difficult to, you know, if you have a problem, to think of a solution, because sometimes we just focus on the problems. But yeah, I want to compliment you on that. And as well, you said that. Okay, so like right now we'll just see like maybe, you know, if you like you said, like to go speak to your counselor, see how it's affecting you as well. You know, just keep trying to push away that fear, you know, so that you can come to a conclusion about what you can do for your major.
Yeah.
If you want, maybe next week we can set up an appointment just to see what you found was useful for you, or what you have done to come closer to your decision.
Okay.
Is that good for you?
That sounds fine. That sounds perfectly great.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.